This is Spider to Snag. Not wide banana, the one he likes, but that's Spider to Snag, and he knows what I'm talking about, but using Anquan Bolden as the fullback. Come on! Football!
All right, boys. Let's take a look at the Saquon Barkley revenge game against the New York Giants. 176 yards on the ground, another, 10 or 15 in the air here as the Eagles decimated Jeremiah's New York Giants.
His beloved New York Giants. And you know what? He can say whatever he wants, but if this is the play where he caught the ball on the sideline and truck stick the DB, whoever didn't tell that guy what day it was, but not only that, he ends up going into the sideline and like destroying a coach. Like, I loved everything about his mentality. I know everyone's mad at me because I don't know the situation. Well, I'm going to tell you the situation, okay? Number one, he was on your fucking team, okay? That's all I need to know. He was on your team and now he's not. So you clearly didn't offer him enough that he was like, yeah, I want to stay. And shame on you, because when you don't, he'll come back and have more yards than your whole offense single-handedly. Like, there's no worse way. Like, Jay, I've been there when DCs have given up 250 yards rushing. I've been there when they've been like, this one guy cannot fucking beat us. This one guy cannot beat us. That one guy beat you. And I'm not saying that the pass rush to that day wasn't amazing, because they were fucking hitting Hurts all day. But what Saquon did, dude, against his own team, I loved it. I love revenge shit. I love it.
Well, they're finally starting to get a little bit more healthy up front. They're still missing their left tackle, right? But Lane Johnson came back. Mekhi Becton.
He went out in that game, didn't he?
Yeah, they got 4 of the 5 up front. And this game reminded me of last year's Vikings game. Remember last year's Vikings game where it was just we broke it down and it was just gaping hole after gaping hole.
It was like 13 runs on one drive.
Yeah,
remember that?
I mean, the yards before contact in this game were astronomical. Like Saquon, and he still has that burst. He's older now, but man, when he puts his foot on the gas, I mean, it is acceleration with the best of the best in the league.
Yeah, let's roll some of this. This is a run reel here from this game. And if you're new to the O-Line Committee YouTube channel, welcome in. Click that subscribe button and the like button. And we do film breakdowns every week. These guys spent over 15 combined years in the NFL trenches. I played football in 8th grade and was a backup, awesome backup right guard. So I have insights too. But let's roll some of this, and you guys tell us what's happening.
This is simple inside zone. I mean, this is as simple as it gets. It's inside zone to the left. Out of an 11 personnel, 1 back, 1 tight end. They've got a double on the front side, a double on the back side, right? So they chip it. Juergens and Landon Dickerson are chipping this to the front side linebacker. You've got Mekhi Becton and Lane Johnson are being this to the backside linebacker, and then the tight end's only job here is just hold space. Right?
Create
just
the
hold
lane
space.
backside.
If you give the Eagles a 6-man box, they're going to run the football.
They should anyways.
It's as simple as that.
That's not even a question.
Right?
Now, I will say the chip gets a little bit muddy and ugly.
How about these mechanics, the sort of Karate Kid?
That's not Jordan Mailata, believe me. That's not what we thought it would be. But at the same time, you can see right there the hole starts to develop, and then the tight end does a great job of creating this separation and then climbing again on someone else. Now, you'd like to see him actually block him, and we've talked about tight ends blocking in this room. We know how it's going to be. It's you get what you get. You don't make a fit. Absolutely. Please tell me that this is the one where I see a little bit of Kelsey. Boom! Yeah,
dude, look at that,
dude. This was exciting. The first quarter was a sack fest, but after that, this started happening, and it became really interesting. And this is the old Philly that we're used to seeing, right? Like Kelsey being able to pull his big ass around, fuck people up. This is what makes it so fun. When you can have the middle guy pull all the way around, and it's great because of the spacing that they naturally have between him and the running back, ends up being really good, right? Now you could pull the guard. Gets a little muddy at times. This is a great way of wiping it and coming down, and then the left tackle seals it. And as you come around, number 3 has zero chance of doing anything.
This is also a way of how do we take 97 out of this?
Correct.
Right? We don't want to run at 97. Right? That's beating our head against the wall. We're going to eventually, but we don't want to make a habit out of that. Well, how do we do it? We cut him. Right? We cut the defense, and you pin him. You pin that big guy in there. And then allow everything else as he tries to move over the top. He's got to get through the tackle, the defensive end, the linebacker coming across, all of that. and then Cam Jurgens just leading up on a safety here, or on a corner here. That's not going to happen. And Cam is just as athletic as Jason was.
He looks just like a mini.
Yeah,
Kelsey,
I mean,
dude.
I watched
So
Cam in
creepy.
Nebraska for many
So
years.
Creepy.
Jason basically said, draft this guy to replace me. Like,
Yeah,
they
we
are
know why.
very similar players, and he can do just about anything that Jason did.
He looks like he took his exact uniform, like his hands. He was like, no, you don't tape the thumb like that, stupid. You tape it like this. I'm not even kidding you. I'm about to fine him right now for a copycat fine.
Double elbow braces, please.
Oh, dude, for sure. Hey,
Double
what's-
Copycat fine. Sorry. Yeah.
This is where I start to go. This is revenge, right? Like he just puts his head in the back of the guard and says, "You better fucking move your ass." And if you're the offensive line in this situation, I know the situation. I know the assignment. Get him in the end zone at all costs. But this is right.
Oh, I love this D-back following the
Right
tight end
here.
flying by too.
Guard got to
So
make a
he's hit it.
decision.
He's hit at the 3-yard line. Right, like
Let's say
boom.
2. But I'll say that's sexy Dexy hitting him. So I will say that is one hell of a push to get you in there. But go back real quick. Here's what happens. Go back. The guard. See how he kind of turns into this block? He
Right
kind of
or left
like
guard? Which guard
it's the
you
right
looking at?
guard. Sorry, and obviously it's Dexter Lawrence. I mean,
Yeah.
this is our big boy here, right?
Becton's out now. Becton got hurt.
Correct.
So we got
I think
backup
is that
guard in
actually
here.
Steen? Is that Tyler Steen?
I'm not.
It might be Tyler
I
Steen.
think so.
See how he buries his head down there, where he should have maybe been a little bit more flat, because we're clearly Aing up to 58 here. Like we're coming through here, and at the same time, if I see movement, I'm gonna peel back and get 94, and then climb to 58, but run a little bit. See right there how he kind of gets stuck in this block. Keep going. Right
So he's
there.
looking for his guy now.
See
right?
how he
He's-
kind of stops there? Don't stop. Make a decision. Either I'm moving Dexter out of the way, or I'm coming back on 94 and I'm fucking drilling him out and moving to 58. See how he kind of
just
gets
caught in
pinned in
traffic.
there.
Yeah.
He's the one that needs to make a decision. You either need to drive Dexter the fuck out of there, or you come back right now, drill a hole in this wall, and come back to 58. Exactly. But when you stand there like that, you make it really hard on Saquon to figure out what's going on. And he's just going to be like, fuck it, I'll clear right up your ass, dude. Dude, they're quick
Move,
to be like,
guy.
I'm here. I'm here. Yeah. And that's when you know.
One thing about playing with Adrian Peterson is you learned quickly, if you didn't get your ass out of the way, you were taking a face mask to the back. Like,
You know what's funny? He used to say
ass moving.
he used to complain like as a rookie even. He used to complain whenever they'd run an I formation with like Tony Richardson, one of the great fullbacks. He hated running behind a fullback. But to your point, I think he just hated running behind anyone like even a guard or a center or a tackle.
Move. I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Counter.
Oh.
And then you don't respect Jalen. You got to respect the Jalen Hurts pull here, right? That's the biggest thing here. Watch 58 and 41. They see double pullers, right? So they see. I think that's Tyler Steen. We're gonna call it Tyler Steen. I'm sure
I'm
the
almost
Eagles,
positive. I'm
Eagle
looking right
fans
now.
will correct us if we're wrong. Right,
They
so you
always
go
do.
through here, you run counter here, you pull the backside guard and the backside tackle. 58 and 41 take the cheese as hard as humanly possible.
So this is it's
Yeah,
It's
well,
the design and
58,
Saquon
41.
against this guy.
The two inside linebackers take the cheese,
Yeah.
and now you're one-on-one with 57 and Saquon. Yeah, good luck.
good luck.
Flat-footed, good luck. But this is where you have a running quarterback. If this is Sam Darnold, if this is Kirk Cousins, if this is Matt Stafford, any of these dudes, and you try and run this play, 58's not coming over the top. But because Jalen Hurts can hurt you with his legs so much too, it really is hard on a linebacker to make a decision. You
So is
have to
Hurts
make a
reading
decision.
58 here?
Yes.
If 58 comes in like this, it's over.
If 58 bubbles, right? So there's a couple ways you can do this. This is probably the worst way you can do it. If I'm playing the Eagles, I'm squeeze scraping my linebackers. And what that means is 57, your job is to dive down in here and follow Lane Johnson's hip.
Yeah,
Right.
Tyler
And
Steen.
you gotta follow him down. And so if Jalen pulls it, you're right there. And then 58, you squeeze over the top for Saquon. Right. This is kind of no man's land. They don't do anything. They don't really contain it and they don't really squeeze scrape it. If I'm playing the Eagles, I'm squeeze scraping my linebackers every single time.
Dude, if he keeps it, it goes out the other way too. I mean, they have him dead to rights on both sides. Oh, the simplicity. The simplicity that you fell asleep on this split zone. God, it's fucking, I love it. I love when this shit hits because you've been hitting it all game and then all of a sudden this one time we get just enough space between this.
It's really a six-man box too. I don't really even count 31 as in the box.
No, he's not in it.
It's another six-man box. So when you have a six-man box, you're allowing double teams on the inside. right? You're allowing a double team on Dexter Lawrence. You're allowing a double team on 93, right? Watch as they go up here.
Double here,
there,
double here,
double there, and then you bring
the
tight end all the way across to cut 57. And what happens here is with split zone, what's supposed to happen is 58 and 41 are supposed to rock back. They're supposed to come back. 41 does not. Watch 58. 58 rocks back. 41 tries to rock back, but he's so wide. Watch how wide 41 gets. 41's got to be screaming. Well, here's the squeeze scrape. Right now they're trying to squeeze scrape it. The problem is it's inside zone. It's not counter. Right? It's not counter. And because right here, the tight end just olays 57 because he's technically blocking for Jalen Hurts if he were to pull this.
Correct. And I was waiting for you to say that. Technically, Jack's not blocking anybody in this. He's blocking for the pull. And he's taught that, hey, if this guy gets in here and he's going to make a play, yeah, sure, you can get around him, try and get in his way. But he has nothing to do with this. He's the personal escort for Jalen on this. See how he kind of lets him olays him, which is just enough. He's technically blocking 31. And that's why this gets through. Dude, this is right
terrible
there.
Angle by 27.
Oh, get it.
Dirty.
Not a revenge game, my ass.
Again, 6-man box. What's going to happen? Now they squeeze scrape it, but now 58's too slow. This is the same play we saw earlier. It's the same play we saw earlier, right? So now they went on the sidelines. They made an adjustment. They said, hey, 51, instead of running up the field, get your ass down there, go chase it down. And 58, you got to run. But if you're going to squeeze scrape this, 58's got to be standing out over the tackle. He's got to
start the play.
Right? Because right here, if you're going to start in a dead sprint with Saquon Barkley and you're even with him, you lose. Right?
And you still have to look for
pull
blockers.
Away from him. He just pulls away from him. And then again, perimeter blocking. It's a nice job that's Devontae Smith getting in there and perimeter. He's a skinny little guy. Right? Getting in there, getting outside. That's how those plays are created. Here we go. All right, we're going to change it up. We're going to go 5-man front. Right? 5-man front now. 7-man box. Possibly an 8-man box when you walk this safety up in there. Let's see if we can stop him now.
We will do anything to stop this. This is Wham, and I love it. I am here for this play. Get you an angry run.
This is such an intricate play, Booney. Send him through it. This is such a fun play to watch.
Dude,
we reviewed a little Wham last
We run
week,
this on my football team, but instead they switched it, right? So what they're basically telling the fullback is this becomes like a 96 Mike almost. Right? Like he's going to come back and you instantly have 58. We're going to push this double team all the way across the ball. So we're going to get everyone running and then we know we're going to cut the ball back. That's why you see this beautiful lane right here with Cam Jurgens. Or no, that's not Cam Jurgens. That's Dickerson. He knows the ball's cutting back. So he's taught, I want you to push this nose tackle across the center's face, climb to 41. There'll be a beautiful lane because we're going to let this fullback come right back here on
the
58.
money block. Here's the left tackle.
So basically, these guys are crunching down this way.
No. Right? The left tackle's holding the lane.
The left tackle's got the money block.
Yeah.
This whole play is predicated on the left tackle because so many times, pause it real quick. When you see this I formation, go back to the top. When you see this I formation, this offset I, a lot of times it's just true lead, right? Which is just the fullback's going to lead up on the front side linebacker, right? So a lot of times you're thinking fullback's going to 41, the center and the backside guard are going to come to the mic, 58. Like that's the kind of normal play out of this. This is a great change up because Booney's right. It's a great way to get everyone fast flowing and then cut the defense. And if you're the nose guard, right, you cannot get ejected 2 gaps over.
Fuck no.
That is a cardinal sin. You start on the hash and you end on the other hash. Not going to work here.
So
right?
also,
like
this dude right here is
bad. And that's not Dexter Lawrence.
It's not Dexter.
That's not 97.
Notice that. It's not.
This would not
also,
happen probably if it was
93. You have to see this ball. You cannot go back real quick. The left tackle barely does anything on this money block. 93 blocks himself. As back here, if I'm this left tackle, I'm thinking I got to run my ass in between him and 58 right now. But instead, he just locks on and holds on to him, which creates this beautiful lane. Look at this. 93 could easily make this play, but instead he's fighting the tackle. And look at that crease right there. Just enough to get through there. Dude, it's almost like nobody even touched him in there, too. God damn.
That's what I mean, dude. Yards before contact is insane.
Man. Yeah, so Saquon, congratulations. And then, by the way, toward the end of the game, Nick Sirianni went up to him on the bench, mic'd up, and said, hey, you're like X amount of yards away from
yards away from your career high.
Do you want your career high? Or he goes, I'm gonna probably pull the starters if they don't score here. And Saquon said, let the young dudes eat. I don't need it.
Dudes eat, which is smart. He's been hurt enough in this league.
Yeah.
I mean, look what happened last night with Chris Godwin. Right, 48 seconds left. You're down by and he snaps his ankle. You don't want that to happen to Saquon. If games are in hand, you want him in December and January. You don't need him right now in the middle of October when you're hanging basically a shutout and Drew Lock's trying to lead a comeback.
Yeah. So Eagles get some good juice back after that game here. If you enjoyed this breakdown with these guys, click that like button and the subscribe button here on the O-Line Committee YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time.